How are you?
Hey there, I'm doing pretty good.
Good. And welcome to Sister with a Stutter. And I'm excited to have you here.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to be here. I watched a few of your videos. I heard from my friend that it was a really good experience, and I really like the topic and message that your podcast uh, shows.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I try to carry podcasts to just spread awareness just around and just to give people insight about what it is to be the person who stutters.
Yeah, no, I think that's really healthy, and especially in today's age, and spreading more awareness on disabilities that are hard to see. Someone who stutters, you have no idea until they speak. You don't see it. You know.
Right. I totally agree. So that's what this space is for sure.
Yeah. No, I think that's really cool. I think anyone who, especially your podcast, where it highlights different people and different kinds of stuttering, and having a platform for people with this handicap or or disability to see how we interact in different ways that we live.
For sure. So can you tell me a little about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Michael Webb. My friends call me Mike. So if you want to call me Mike, you can. So I was born and raised in Georgia. Been here for about 35 years. I've lived in a few states, from Douglasville, Georgia, to Smyrna, to Rome, Georgia. So I've been all over, mostly for work. Um, I have one daughter who's 9. I'm an engineer by schooling, and I spent most of my career in a manufacturing environment, lots of flooring manufacturing, and most recently I was promoted to operations manager for a stretch film blown facility. Besides professionally, I spent lots of time hiking, being outdoors with friends, camping, playing ping pong. Recently got back into that from college. I used to play ping pong all the time. Loved it growing up. I always thought it was a very healthy way to move and not risk injury. Growing up, I played football a lot. I played football in middle school and somewhat high school, and I tore my ACL ninth grade year of high school.
Mm.
So going going through that, I tore it 1 week before my first day of high school. So I missed my first day of high school.
Yeah,
Yeah, so trying to stay active, getting back into the gym most recently. Being a single father myself, I've deterred off of healthy eating habits and
mm,
gym and diet and whatnot. So yeah, I just like to stay busy, hang out with friends. I love good craft beer, um, and being outside, being outdoors.
okay. I love that. That's what I need to do just to get back active for sure. So you said you have a daughter. So as a parent who stutters, what is the experience like for you? Like just while managing your stutter?
So, being a single father with a daughter with a stutter has its own unique and personal challenges. So, already being a single parent is a hard challenge in itself. You already have hurdles of being both mom and dad, being provider and caregiver, and all those things in one role. As a person who stutters, so one challenge I faced. So, for example, I enrolled my daughter into kindergarten in her new school. We were new to the area. It was back in Smyrna when we lived out there. It was the first 3 months, and then I went to go enroll in her school. Had to walk her in because she was still new environment. Um, so we went to the front desk, and I walked her in there, and they asked me, "What grade is she in?" I rang the doorbell. I had to tell her what grade she was in.
Mm.
So I stuttered on kindergarten. I was like, I had a really hard block on the K.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the lady stared at me and she was like, oh, okay, she's in kindergarten. She was like, well, what's her name? And then I froze. I had a really hard block on my daughter's name.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Mara. And so the Mara part was really hard block. And then she looked at me and said, did you get your own daughter's name? I'm like, well, no, I didn't. So it
Yeah.
took a little while to explain to her I'm a person who stutters, and sometimes in a new environment or just depending on the day, I have a hard time saying certain syllables or consonants or vowels. It just varies. I can't tell you how I'm going to stutter next Monday or this Saturday, you know, or I'll go hours without stuttering. So I was that was a challenge. And my daughter was standing there staring at me, and you know, I'll admit that I felt embarrassed. But after she got to know me, she understood how I spoke and how I speak. So those challenges are unique, and also calling to make doctor's appointments can be a
Mm-hmm.
challenge. I've had to you know stumble over her birthday. And anything to do with like the dentist or the doctor or going
Right.
to a new environment or even just meeting her friends' parents, it can be a challenge. So um, usually I work through it. I mean, you get a few smirks here and there, and at the end of the day, I've learned to. I've evolved over time. I've learned to laugh too. You know, with the
Right.
smirk because I've learned that I can't control what anyone else does, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't control how I feel about it.
Right. For sure. And I know that could be rough, like really rough, because I've also been in those situations, not as a parent, but just going somewhere new, making appointments, and then me getting stuck on my last name, and then people asking, "Oh, did you pick your name?" I'm like, "No, like that's not
Yeah.
what it is." And just like having those people that just, I guess, they don't know how to react in those situations, so they laugh
Mm,
nervously. So I'm like, I don't take offense to that at all. It's like a learning lesson for all of us. So I totally understand.
oh yeah, no, it's a big learning lesson. The this kind of it doesn't really relate to being a parent, but just a funny story I have is that I was in a bar and I was going to order some beer. I really like a Blue Moon, so I went in there. I was alone. I was going to go in there to read a book. It was a new brewery, and I went to go order a Blue Moon. I sat there and I was blue, blue. I got really stuck on the blue.
Hmm.
And the bartender was saying, "There's like, sir, you're already drunk. I can't serve you." And I sat there.
Wow.
Oh man! And I actually got up and left. I'm like, you know what? I'm not. I'm not gonna order beer. But
Right.
that was in my earlier 20s, and now I would have just waited and explained to him that I stuttered. But during that time, I just I was so embarrassed I got up and left.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine being in that situation like at all.
It was rough, and
Oh my
not
goodness.
and also being alone too. So at least if I'm there with a friend or someone, they can say something or say, no, he's not drunk, he just stutters, or just give
Right.
him it takes a little more time to say things. But because I was alone,
Right.
they assumed I was drunk and they weren't going to serve me anyway. So I didn't want to explain. I got up and left. So
Right.
that was an embarrassing point in my life. But now I look back on it, it was funny.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I can't imagine. But let's go into your career.
Hmm.
So you work as an operations manager,
Hmm.
right? So what challenges do you have in the workplace as a person who stutters?
Challenges I have in the workplace as a person who stutters, it took a long time to build the confidence to lead teams.
Mm.
Lots of now it's lots of preparation before a meeting or a teams meeting. Also learning to project my voice more to keep better control over my speech and stuttering. But it's not to say I haven't come with hurdles. The snickering and
Mhm.
you're singing in a meeting and that you're stuttering, and then the group you're talking to kind of just skips over you and they talk to someone else.
Right.
So you have to, as a person who stutters in the workplace, especially in a leadership role, you have to have a commanding presence. Also, you have to either have thick skin or let things roll by you. So I've come to the
Mhm.
philosophy of instead of having instead of thinking I need thick skin, not taking anything personal, so letting things roll off of me.
Right.
Not take things personal. Focus on the job and find some humor and joy throughout the day. Because even now it's you're let's say I'm meeting new vendors or new management teams and stuff, and I start having a bad stuttering break. You hear
Mhm.
the things like, does he know what he's talking about? Is he anxious?
Right.
Why is he so anxious? Is he hiding something? All the murmuring and talks, and then you just have to. No, I'm a person who stutters. I take a little more time to communicate. I'm
Mhm.
not nervous. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not lying. Yeah.
Right.
So the accusations of lying or being nervous or unsure. So when you're perceived that way, then people think you're not competent in your job, or you don't really know what you're talking about, or you sound unsure, like your voice is shaky. Well, my voice is shaky because I'm a person who stutters. So it's not because
Mhm.
I don't know the topic. It's because having a block.
Right.
Building that rapport. It takes more. So what I've learned in the workplace, it takes more time to build up a rapport with everyone on your team. So I spend lots of time networking and building up relationships with other members and coworkers and peers. So they see the merits of my credentials, and they see what I know and what I can do. So when I
Mhm.
have a speech block, it's like, oh, well, this is just how Mike talks. Not that he's covering something up or he's unsure. It's that
Right.
this is how he communicates. So those have been key challenges. And then you deal with bullies in the workplace. I mean, I've been
Of
working for
course.
gosh, like 12 years. Most of that time. I would say about 4 years of the 12 years in leadership roles and other, mostly in individual contributor engineering roles. But
Mhm.
when you work for that long, you run into people who are just mean, and you have
Right.
to stand up for yourself. You have to say, "Hey, I'm a person who stutters, and this is what I have to say." You know,
Right.
and they'll joke with you, and you can laugh too. And here's the thing: if a bully can't make you mad, or can't bring you down, then it makes them mad. So
Of course.
if you go in the room and before you start stuttering, it's like, hey guys, look, I'm gonna have a really bad stutter. It's gonna be hilarious. Then
Yeah.
you take away their power. So having the ability to laugh at yourself, to be okay with you know perceived weaknesses can be sources of strength too.
Right.
So be it if you're short or if you stutter, you can find that as a source of grit. Like it builds grit and resilience instead of a handicap or a
Right.
disability. You know.
Right. Right. And it's always good to go into a space with that mindset, going in and claiming that space and say, "Hey guys, I'm a person who stutters, and this is who I am." So that's a great mindset to have.
Yeah, no, I think so too. And as a person who serves in the workplace, for me it took time, but it's how you feel about yourself.
Right.
And if you feel good inside and you know that you're a good communicator, because speaking isn't the only way to communicate. It's also body
Hmm.
language. It's tone. It's also your writing ability. So being able to do these things, I've also I've led meetings before, and then I followed up with an email saying, "Hey, just want to summarize my key points in case anyone missed anything." So not to necessarily, because even people who don't stutter, people misunderstand, miss things all the time. So
Right.
it's to take that, you know, that part in my mind out, that hey, it's not always how I stutter. It's also
Mm.
perhaps I can explain this in better way, or maybe I can build a better rapport with someone, and they can relate to more so to what I'm saying. So it's early in my career, it's so easy to blame the stutter, but
Hmm.
after I took a step back, it's like, well, there are other parts I can really improve upon to help with this.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. And when we talked before, you also said that you run a vending machine business. How'd you come with that? Like, how'd you get into that?
So that's kind of a funny story. I've talked about owning a business for a while. I had some friends in my 20s. We created this little business group called the Honeypot Ventures LLC, like when we were 22 years old, and we
That's
talked about all these. It was like me and three other friends, and we talked about investing in real estate, and stock markets, and coin lines, all these things. And here's the thing: we're 22 years old. We don't have any money. We don't know how to do
mm-hmm.
anything. Yeah, we did all this research, and had Google documents and all this stuff, and we never did anything. We met every month for like a year, and we just never actually do anything. So I kind of put that to rest. Then in my 20s, I bought a house during the housing crisis.
Mm-hmm.
I just need somewhere to live. Um, yeah, I just need some place to live at that point. So I bought a house for like $30,000 through a short sale,
Right.
and then rented out the other rooms to friends at work. So
Okay.
fast forward back in 2021, the same friends reached out to me. We stay in touch. We went to the same high school, then we went to the same college, and we got back in touch. Like, hey, you remember that honeypot venture thing? Let's now we're adults now. We have more money. Let's
Mm-hmm.
really talk about some kind of business or something, right?
Uh-huh.
So, I have my rental house. I have one rental house. I invested into a tiny home a few years ago. So I had one rental house and one tiny home. I'm like, why don't we do vending machines? It seems like an easy thing to get into. It's low money. I'm an engineer. I could probably work on some. How would that actually work? We talked about this for a year. Again, we're
Mm-hmm.
going back to honeypot days. And
Yeah.
uh, and one day I just got on the Facebook Marketplace, and after doing all this research and all these things about vending machines, I saw a vending machine for sale, 3,500 bucks in Marietta, Harvey Place. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna send this lady a DM, right? Send her a
Uh-huh.
DM, like, is this still available? It's a Christmas holiday. We meet up. I think I had like $5,000 saved or something, or a few thousand dollars. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, look, I don't really want to spend 3,500 bucks. How much do you really want for this machine? So me and this lady, we talked. We actually ended up going to lunch and having a beer at Johnny's
Uh-huh.
Pizzas. And I just told her, I'm like, look, I'm trying to get into some kind of business, do something. You know, do you like, how much do you really need for this? So I ended up negotiating down to like 2,800 bucks. 2,800 bucks, said and done. Gave her a cashier's check.
Uh-huh.
And then, yeah, I just started reading about her credit card system. Got in touch with Cantaloupe, and then started reading. And then her and I actually still stay in touch now. We stay in touch and network and stuff. And then I met some of her friends who also do vending machines. And I met this other place that this lady was wanting to sell 4 vending machines at a community center, and because
Uh-huh.
she was wanting to retire, so I made her a cash offer. Got those credit card readers, and I bought one more vending machine in Alpharetta, and just I don't know, started doing, watched videos about it, and started doing really well. And that's money comes there every Friday. And then I save and reinvest and buy more machines. So I've learned more and more about where high value vending machines are, just because I've seen them, and I've seen lots of vending machines, and also
Right.
just more reading about it, and also just some from trial and error. So like I put a vein machine into a gym that I thought was going to be a good idea. Well, I didn't
Right.
realize the gym was about to go under in 8 months, and my sales were horrible, and I couldn't understand why. Well, it's because the gym was going under, But the reason I didn't know why because I went there during off hours all the time.
Right.
No idea. Uh, so
Yeah.
so and the funny story with that was that the business went under. The business owner didn't tell me about it,
Mm.
and I had to. So I met up with her to go get the machine. She didn't have the key to get in there. She couldn't get a hold of the landlord. Landlord wasn't answering. She was in a frantic panic. Can't get my machine out. Then all of a sudden, the guys to move my machine are there. I'm paying
Mhm.
them money. They're sitting there staring at me like I'm insane. They're about to leave. You know,
Right.
they're booked out for like months. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, wow, this is really happening today. I'm about to lose like a $3,000 machine because I can't figure out how to. Like I'm literally staring there at the glass with my hands on the glass, just staring at it. Three
Right.
dollars about to fly away. Well, I go into every business into the strip mall there. And I'm like, hey,
Uh,
it's like a karate place, a dojo. I'm like, hey, is anyone here the owner? Like, and the guy's like, oh, I'm the manager here. Uh, who's the landlord? Who do you guys call for problems in this building? Oh, I call this guy. So I call the guy. He's like, well, I can put you in touch with this other guy, and then I call around. So I'm 3 phone calls in. Finally, get hold of the owner, who's like in California. We're in Georgia, and
oh
then he
wow.
some buddy that he has down the street. I'm literally, I won't say begging, but I'm like, hey man, look, I'm about to lose this investment. I'm a single parent. I'm
Mhm.
like I don't have a lot of money. I really gotta have this machine. So he makes a bunch of calls. Someone comes like within 5 minutes before I end up buying the guys in the truck lunch. I'm like, hey, look, I'll buy you guys lunch if you just sit here and take your break or do something.
Yeah.
So barely got the machine out like before everyone had to leave. And the lady nowhere to be found. She just left. I didn't know what she was doing. I just did it all myself. The business owner that had it before. And
Um,
after all that, I was sitting there. I'm like, now I see why your business went under. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't look. That's impressive though. That is impressive. Like I know that's a lot of work to manage all of those machines in different places as well.
Oh yeah. No, it's a lot of effort. I use vein machine management systems in place, so I name all the columns, and I put whatever snacks are in there, and then I get a
Um,
report every day. And also, I get help from my dad. He's retired, so he'll go help fill them up. Also, my girlfriend, she has two older kids who are in high school. They help fill them up too, and and
okay.
we exchange, usually a little bit of money or snacks and stuff. I mean, it's not much.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's my kid behind me.
I love it. Okay. But let's take it back. Growing up with a stutter in elementary, middle school, were there any moments that stood out to you?
Most that stood out to me. Um, it's probably a few, but ones that really stood out to me was so when I first started school, I was a big kid. I was really overweight. I was kind of taller than everyone in the class, and I was kind of awkward because growing up, we it was just my sister and I and my parents, and we didn't really, we went to parks, we didn't socialize with a whole lot of kids because my mom was stay-at-home mom. We just stayed at home a lot. So I went to school for the first time, and I had a stutter, but no one really said anything at home, and it was a pretty pronounced stutter. Like I could hardly say my name. I couldn't really speak very well. So I remember first day of school, I went to class, and there's this girl that she heard me talk for the first time. She asked me what my name was, and I told her, and she was just cracking up, and she was like, "Man, this guy's stupid, or this boy's stupid, or
Oh
something."
wow.
And then she said she was gonna beat me up because I was stupid. I know. So after that, I was scared, and
Yeah.
I didn't talk for almost a whole year in class.
Oh wow.
So I went almost an entire year mute. So all of kindergarten class, I just just didn't talk to anyone because I was scared. I was embarrassed. I did manage to make one friend because he didn't stutter, but he was just as awkward as me, and
Right.
we would just sit alone and not talk as a pair. But it was like I I, uh, I was so anxious and nervous at school that I created this like imaginary friends to talk to, and I would I would break out in sweat just be sitting there at lunchtime, all alone because I felt like everyone was staring at me. Uh,
Right.
and then I'd like to say it got better in first grade and second grade and third grade, but no, it was it was kind of the same for several years. I
Right.
tried to talk, and people would just make fun of me and tease me, and I'd get mad and just stay quiet because I was scared. And yeah, it was pretty much all of elementary school, lots of silence.
Hmm.
I think stuttering did shape me a lot as a young adult going to college too, because I didn't really develop good social skills for a long time
Hmm.
because elementary school was mostly silent.
Right.
Lots of stress, feeling awkward, not knowing who to talk to at lunchtime, feeling like the oddball at school.
Right.
Um, yeah, so stuttering really had a profound effect on my self worth, my ability to make friends, and at the end of the day, I just wanted anything just to have a friend. You know,
Right.
that's what I really want. I just wanted to have a friend. I wanted someone to hang out with, and I didn't understand why I couldn't have a friend. You know, um,
Right.
until I got a little older, like third, fourth grade, where my mom she became a room mom, and she forced me a friend by
Uh-huh.
with some other parents, but it still wasn't. Eventually became more genuine when we became middle schoolers, but
Hmm.
for a long time, I really didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up. Um, and I was awkward and kind of anxious, and if I had talked to a girl, that was the last thing I ever wanted to do in middle school. I was so
Right.
scared. Um, and it kept me back from doing lots of things I wanted to try, like ordering food over the phone.
Hmm.
Um, trying to call a girl on the phone in middle school was horrible. It was wracking. It was scary. Um,
Right.
you know, so stuttering for a long time really shaped my self worth, and you know, um, yeah, it brought me through some dark places in my mind. Growing
Hmm.
up, and also the whole why me and all those things, and
Right.
will I ever be able to talk or be able to communicate? Because I was scared as a kid that I'd grow up and I couldn't find a job.
Right.
I started thinking about that when I was in fourth grade. I
Right.
was
For
just
sure.
yeah, I was also scared when I was a little kid that I'm gonna grow up and just be all alone. You know,
Hmm.
because I tried to be nice, but
Yeah.
no one wanted to hang out
Right.
because I didn't talk. I wasn't fun to be around. I guess I don't know. But
I understand.
that's my other kid, my fur daughter. Uh,
Oh,
but
yeah.
yeah, so Cerny really shaped me a lot. And also, the bad thing about the '90s was that so that's when I was born, 1990, and being in the '90s, a lot of schools weren't prepared for an SLP.
Right.
So because I had a stutter, I went to disability classes,
Okay.
and and it was rough because it really affected my self worth a lot because I
Hmm.
remember being in speech class or disability class, and they were asking me, do you know your name? I'm like, my name's Ma, like your
Mm.
name, and I recall that we're saying they're like, your name's Michael. Remember Michael? And I knew my name.
Oh,
I'm getting so
yeah.
frustrated, and it's getting worse. I'm turning red. Ma, ma, trying to
Yeah.
get my name out. They're like, it's okay. It's hard to remember names. I'm like, I remember my name, you know.
For
And then
sure.
I remember it was third grade, third or fourth grade. I took the oh gosh, the standardized test,
Hmm.
IB test or something, or some kind of standardized test,
Uh-huh.
and I scored really high. I scored. I was put in advanced classes, advanced math, and program challenge. But
Okay.
I remember when I went to my special ed classes, the lady, she was floored. She was like, "Wow, I didn't know that you knew so much." I'm like,
Oh
sitting there.
wow.
I was sitting there staring at her. I'm like, trying to talk to her. I'm like, and she was like, "Well, how come you can't speak?" I'm
Yeah.
like, because I have a stutter. That's why. But so my stuttering was very profound growing up. It was just I couldn't
Okay.
say, like, every word I spoke was a stutter. Every single,
Right.
every I, every me, every it was blockages, and I just couldn't communicate at all. You know,
For sure.
it's like almost zero nonverbal communication most of the time. Um,
Um.
so there came a point like towards fourth, fifth grade, sixth grade that I was like, okay, I really gotta figure something out. So I started reading books on my own about stuttering and how
Okay.
to manage it more. So
Okay. Interesting. I know
yeah.
that could be rough, for sure.
Hmm.
But you mentioned before that you're the only one in your immediate family that stutters, like from your siblings and parents that stutter. Um, what has that been like for you?
That I have a small family, so not lots of. I don't have any uncles or aunts.
Okay.
So no uncles or aunts, no first cousins. I have some third ones. But it's been more so growing up. I have a very supportive family, but
Okay.
from a stuttering standpoint, no one really knew what to do about it. So they didn't really think about SLPs. They put me in special ed class, thinking that would help,
Right.
but that wasn't a speech language pathologist. So
Hmm.
I did see one SLP growing up, but she wasn't very versed in stuttering. She was more versed
Right.
in like other speech disorders.
Hmm.
So my family was they would say things like slow down, calm down. That's why you're stuttering. You have to
Right.
relax and stuff. Um, so I always thought, and here's the crazy part about it. I was anxious because I couldn't speak well, or it was hard for me to
Right.
communicate, and I have a lot of friends, so I was nervous all the time. I was
Right.
anxious. And I was scared to stutter because I was scared to get made fun of. So
Right.
it all compounded in my what I thought became my truth. You know,
Hmm.
I thought because I was nervous, I stuttered. And I stuttered because I was nervous. So it all
Right.
went back and forth.
Uh-huh.
So that was my experience until I got older, and then we talked more about stuttering, and you know, uh, yeah, we really don't know why I stutter. There's some theories about perhaps how I was born because my mom was diagnosed with some medical problems when I was uh, being made or born. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so they're thinking maybe because when I was born I was blue, so the
Oh wow. Okay.
umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck and it cut oxygen to my brain for a while.
Oh
Uh,
wow. Okay.
yeah, so I almost didn't survive. So saying that after I was born, they think maybe that did some damage somewhere. Um,
Hmm.
Not 100% sure. No one really knows, and
Right.
that's one of the just mysteries with stuttering. So it's interesting not to have anyone else in my family who stutters, but I don't know everyone on my mom's side of the family.
Okay.
So it's not to say that there's no one. It's just I don't know anyone, and I can't
Right.
find one. You know, but
Right.
and it's insane because one of the things you fear as a parent, and I don't know if you have any children, but being someone who stutters, uh, that's what I was scared of, that my daughter would inherit a stutter.
Mm. Yeah.
But she has not, and it's not to say that it would be horrible because because with me going through, I can help her more.
Right.
Manage her stutter, not let her stutter manage her.
Right.
You know.
Right. I love that. Just to have that support from your family is really nice.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and I'm in the same boat. I'm the only one in my immediate family that stutters.
Oh wow.
So yeah, out of my parents and my brothers, sisters, I'm the only one that stutters. So I've always wondered, like, where did it get passed off from, and who did it, like, which side of the family did
Yeah.
it get passed off from? But as far as I know, I'm the only one that stutters. So I found that really, really interesting.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting. For me, it made me feel a little alone. But
Yeah,
until I found the NSA, I felt very alone in my stutter.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But are you a part of any, like, support groups for stuttering? I know there's the National Stuttering Association and their conferences and all that stuff. So are you a part of any chapter meetings or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm a part of the NSA, the National Stuttering Association, and also I attend the AIS. I think it stands for American Institute for Stuttering.
Okay.
But I do go. I used to go to their support groups a lot. It was back in 2019. I was going through a tough time, and
Hmm.
I really haven't met a lot of people who stuttered. So I reached out and found the NSA and these support work groups. I try and go to the NSA meetings every month if I can. I really look forward to them. I think they're really good. They're really good. It's a really good community. I've always had really good experiences there. So it's nice to communicate in a group where everyone stutters, everyone understands exactly how you feel. You know, there's a lot
Right.
of people who empathize and they hear you, but they you can't feel it or experience it unless you actually stutter too, and
Right.
have experienced all those things. So yes, I go to support groups. I think they're awesome. I think everyone should try and go.
Okay. That's good. Have you ever been to an NSA conference?
No, I have not been to the conferences. I've been wanting to go for a few years. I just they always fall near July 4th, and every
Hmm.
July 4th for the past 6 years I've had plans. So I usually have my daughter, and so little more back to your story. Me, I was married before I got divorced, so I was really close to my ex stepdaughter too, because I've known her since she was 3 years old. She's
Hmm.
about to be 14 now. So last year we went to Six Flags to go celebrate July 4th, and we got VIP tickets to the water park after it closed, and we got really good seats to the fireworks. So all
Okay.
so we've always had things to do, and then the year before that, I went to I don't know if you ever heard of the Great Wolf Lodge. It's a children's,
Hmm.
yeah, it's a theme water park. So I've always had some vacation or trips going on or things going on. So next year, I'm gonna try again. I'm trying
Yeah.
to devote time because this year I didn't go because I had a big trip planned to Disney World 2 months before that, so a lot of my funds went to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hope you can attend at least one conference because they are life changing for sure. Just the people that you meet there, and like all the workshops that happen, and just the community within itself. It's an amazing experience for sure.
No, that's really cool. Yeah, I've heard it's really cool, and the friends you make there, you make for life, and the shared experiences and all the different people who stutter and all the kinds of experiences that they have. As I heard it's really worth the money and the time to go.
For sure, for sure. So, and I hope your daughter can come too, because I think she would enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I've had mixed opinions on it because when I go to my NSA chapter meetings, some people say I should bring her and my girlfriends. Some people say I should just go alone. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends on what your goal is when you're going there. You know.
Right.
But
Right.
I'll probably, I don't know, it'll probably end up being like a family trip. Like, I'll probably bring my girlfriend, my daughter there, and we'll go there for, because I'd like to go a day early and have some
Hmm.
time to stay a day late, so I really get the full experience.
Right. For sure. For sure. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I look forward to. I don't know where it's going to be for next year.
So next
So,
year, yeah, they actually changed it from Scottsdale, Arizona to Charlotte, North Carolina.
so I'm gonna drive there. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Okay,
hey,
that's really cool. Because the
it's a great.
flying, cuts a whole lot of costs.
Oh, right. So that might
Oh,
be
awesome.
a sign
That's a
that
sign. That's a
yeah,
sign.
next year might be the year. So think
Might be
about
the. Yeah, I just went to
it.
Charlotte last month, so that's cool. Okay, it's not far.
Okay. Perfect. Well, Mike, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
No, I really enjoyed it. And thank you for having me on your show. I really enjoyed our conversation, and yeah, I support your mission here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.